Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to deconstruct this powerful, unseen force that pretty much shapes our entire social world, the first impression. And it happens in a flash, but the effects, man, they can stick around for years.
All right, let's just jump right into it. Think about it. Every time you meet someone new, your brain is instantly, firing off these questions. Friend or foe? Can I trust them? Do they know what they're doing? And the crazy part is, it's making these snap judgments way before you're even aware of it. And these split-second calls, they can decide everything. Who you become friends with, who you hire, you name it.
So how fast are we talking? Get this, 100 milliseconds. Yeah, that's just a tenth of a second.
Yep, studies show that's literally all the time your brain needs to cook up an initial judgment about a person. And this is based only on their face. They haven't even opened their mouth yet, and your brain's already got a file started on them.
So, you gotta be wondering, right? How in the world is that even possible? Well, the answer is buried deep inside our brain's wiring. It's this ancient, evolutionary system that's built for one thing: speed and survival.
Okay, so think of your brain as having two different operating systems running at the same time. You've got your automatic processing. That's your gut feeling, right? It's super fast, totally effortless. Then you've got conscious processing. That's the slow, deliberate part that actually thinks things through. And guess where first impressions come from? You got it, that fast, automatic system.
So who are the MVPs in the brain making all this happen? Well, first up is the amygdala. It's like your brain's bouncer, instantly checking for threats, friend or foe. Then you've got the fusiform gyrus, which is this super specialized face processor. It recognizes features in the blink of an eye. And finally, there's the prefrontal cortex. Think of it as the CEO of your brain. It's the one that can step in later, use reason, and say, hey, wait a minute, let's rethink that gut reaction.
And this whole thing has a name. It's called thin slicing. It's this wild idea that the judgments we make from these tiny, tiny slices of information, like just a few seconds of watching someone, can be scarily accurate. We're talking about predicting things like who's a good teacher or who'd be a great leader. It's our brain basically being a supercomputer, drawing these huge conclusions from just a sliver of data.
But, and this is a big but, here's the catch. This super efficient system, it's also riddled with traps. Psychologists call them cognitive biases. And these are the very things that make our first impressions so sticky, so hard to get rid of. Okay, the number one culprit, the biggest trap of them all, is something called confirmation bias. The best way to think about it is like your brain is wearing special glasses. Once you form that first impression, these glasses only let you see the evidence that proves you were right from the start.
So let's say you meet a new coworker, and your gut says, this person seems kind of incompetent. From that moment on, your brain goes on a mission. It's going to put a giant spotlight on every single little mistake they make. But when they do something great, poof, it's like it never happened. And it's not you being mean, it's just your brain trying to keep its story straight.
All right, next up, we've got the halo effect. This one's fascinating. It's when just one positive thing about a person, maybe they're really confident or sharply dressed, creates this halo around them. We see that one good thing, and our brain just fills in the blanks, assuming they must also be smart and kind and totally trustworthy. And you guessed it, the opposite is also true. It's called the horn effect. One little negative thing, like, say, a weak handshake, can cast this dark shadow over everything else. We unfairly jump to conclusions thinking they must be lazy or bad at their job, even if that's not true at all.
Now, this is where it gets really tricky, because these impressions can become a dangerous self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a chain reaction, right? Step 1, you have a belief about someone. Step 2, that belief makes you act a certain way towards them. Step 3, they react to how you're acting, and boom. Step 4, their reaction confirms what you believed in the first place. You literally create the very reality you expected.
Okay, so this all sounds pretty bleak, doesn't it? It's like we're just puppets, and our initial gut feelings are pulling the strings, which leads to a really, really important question. Are we actually stuck with these first impressions forever? I mean, once your brain saves that initial file on someone, is there any way to go back and edit it? And the good news is, no, they're not permanent. Whew, but, and it's a big but, while they're not permanent, they are super, super sticky. Changing them takes real work. You need a ton of strong evidence that goes against your first gut feeling. And you have to make a conscious, deliberate effort to actually challenge your own thinking.
And hey, this works both ways. It means you have a surprising amount of control over the impressions you give off too.
Since we know our brains are processing things like posture and eye contact and your tone of voice way faster than your words, just being mindful of those nonverbal cues can totally change the game in those first few critical seconds.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Your next first impression is probably just around the corner. So the question is, are you just going to trust your guts or are you going to challenge it? The choice is up to you.